Hey everyone, Seb the Space back here today, and today we're gonna be making a ship that goes to the moon, and we're gonna be having a space station around the moon. I'm gonna call it the International Moon Station. It looks quite similar to what NASA has proposed for the real world of a ship called Gateway. And that kind of inspired me to make this video. Someone made a similar video, I do believe, but whenever I'll be doing missions to the moon, I'll make sure to be including this station in it to get some monopropellant and stuff. So that's how I'm gonna do that. So we have this ship here. It has you'll see the payload later, but we're gonna start by launching and getting into orbit around the Earth. So, yep. So let me talk about my YouTube channel in the meantime while something that we've seen already many times has already happened. Um, so the channel is currently at 11 subscribers from the time releasing the video, with about 350 or so watch time minutes, which is really good. That means like people have in total watched my videos for over a few, some 5 hours. I don't know. That's a random guess. Yeah, so for basically a long time. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, so some 5-6 hours. So that's good. And yeah, my last video wasn't huge, except all the views, like they were people watched the video for a long time. I had about average 7 minutes watch time per view. That's pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna get rid of the fuel in some of the stages here and put it in the main tank. So I'm gonna be making a Twitter account for this YouTube channel soon, so that I can announce some videos, because it has been I think 4 days since my last video. I spent a lot of time preparing this video because I also had to make this part 2, so I have the next one ready for tomorrow. Yeah, so there's 2 parts to this video, and the next one's coming tomorrow. So if you guys want to watch that, that's definitely gonna be soon. Okay, so I think we're gonna ditch those side boosters now. There we go, and we're gonna get near our apoapsis to burn, which is actually soon. All right. Okay. And there we go. So yeah, now we've started the burn. It's not going to take us all the way into orbit with just the stage. We'll use the stage 2. I tried to limit the stage count on this mission, so we only have 2 stages for the whole mission. I just put a ton of fuel in all the stages, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, yeah, so we ditched that first stage there, the whole thing, since it was out of fuel, and now we're on the second stage and last stage, which we'll have lots of delta V left after this orbit burn, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so we're going to be in orbit in just a few seconds now. And there we go. So I'm just trying to make sure it's outside of the atmosphere. There we go. We're going to lock targets to the moon, or well, just target it. And then I'll be setting up a burn at the periapsis for the moon, like usual. Just your average moon injection. And there we go. We have a node for the moon. I'm gonna bend it a little bit. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna warp the time to the burn. And there you go. Okay, and the burn takes a while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply time warp it to 2 times, since you can't do anything more than that. Okay. And I got rid of the fairing, so you can now see the stage, sorry, did I just say the stage? I mean the payload, which will be the first part of the space station. Um, so yeah. Okay, so now we're en route to go to the moon, so we're just going to time warp until we get into the sphere of influence. And then set up retrograde burn for when we want to slow us down in the orbit. Okay, I think we'll be doing the burn soon. Yep, that's what I thought. Now in the missions that I did earlier, like what I mean by that is in the tests for this video, I think I did like 2 of them. I did one and then I felt like doing a second just to be sure. Basically what happened is I ran out of fuel when I got into the sphere of influence, so I had no fuel left. So I actually ended up using RCS to go to slow me down and get me into orbit around the moon. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, this is a very inefficient burn, but I had lots of fuel left, so I didn't mind too much. Yeah, so I kind of messed up the burn. It's probably making me do some extra. Well, I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, that should work, yeah. No? There you go. Now there's orbit. So I'm just gonna make sure the periapsis is at about 100 kilometers from the surface, and then I'm gonna warp to the periapsis so that I can get the apoapsis down a bit to about the same on both sides. So yeah, there we go. We're beginning the burn to slow us down in the sphere of influence to get to orbit just the way we want. There you go. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Do another planned burn, try to get them at about equal levels on both sides. There you go. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, now we're going to lock it and time warp. And slow down. Alright, so we have a bit of fuel left, so we're just going to ditch it actually. Since we don't really need it. Alright, there you go. And we'll just delete that part, since we don't want it in orbit as space debris, because I don't know how to deorbit it when I can't control it anymore. So there you go, that's the payload in orbit. The reason why the fuel tank doesn't have that much, isn't that heavy, is because I only put 30% full of monopropellant, which is still like a real big ton. So yeah, I'm gonna move this piece of the spacecraft to the back. So as you can see, there's lots of docking ports, so I can dock all over the place and always have more room for more. So I can make it really big if I feel like it, or if I ever need to get some fuel. I'm thinking of making a few more of these for reasons and stuff, but you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick docking with the other side. They recently added a function where you can lock target onto a specific, what are they called again? docking ports, so it makes it a lot easier to dock. It's this video is a good example of how useful it is. There you go. So we're just gonna slowly go towards it. When you're on the moon, when you're around the moon, in orbit of the moon, um, uh, docking is a bit harder than it is when you're around the Earth because the gravity is a bit different. The gravity is like I don't know, 1/6. I know the size is 1/12. But I'm not sure about the density of the moon. But yeah, so it's at least 1/6 less. So it's more the controls are more sensitive around the moon. Makes it a bit harder. But once you get within like a meter of the docking port, it automatically like does it almost automatically does it for you. You'll be able to see that in a second. There you go. So it was pretty good originally, but it'll automatically do it. So I'm not touching any buttons right there. You go. It's docked, so I didn't touch anything for that. So we have a big tank of monopropellant, and yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.